Good evening, Victor. Good evening, Francie. Thank you for coming today. We are here today for analyzing this important case of viral information and how this case has affected our company during the last month.
Good evening,
Eh,
Paola.
Paola, thank you for your introduction in this meeting.
okay, Victor, if you want, you can begin with the agenda.
Thank you, Paola. We are going to discuss about the Domino's case. First, we are going to talk about what is the impact of the social media in public relation practices, particularly in crisis communications and reputation management. What is your opinion?
Mm, okay, if you want, I can begin with this analysis. My first idea is that information is spread in an exorbitant way. So, viral information um, plays an important role in the shape of a company reputation. So viral information can give a good reputation or a bad reputation to a company.
Okay, I think a similar idea. Um, I think that is impossible to control the complete social media environment. So it's important, and I think that for marketing and for many other situations or decisions, um, social media are very important to take those decisions. But also, it's impossible to review all the comments and all the um, uh, satisfaction or situations that the customers or maybe employees says about the company. So it's important, but we need to take a percentage of don't pay attention of that comments too.
I agree with you both, and I think that social media is a very important instrument to take decisions in marketing for the enterprises. But nowadays, social media has turned in a dangerous instrument too, because of the viral news or um, false news. And then the
Yeah.
enterprises have to use carefully.
I just want to add something about what Francis said before. I just slightly disagree in the idea that you said the company mustn't pay attention to the viral information because in because in a strategy for managing crisis, the principal thing that the company must do is to be involved in this kind of viral information, so the company must scan the environment, must be in the rumor in order to act. So that's
Yeah.
what I want to add.
I have another question. How should crisis communication preparedness plan address the proliferation of social media outlets? What are your point of view of that situation, of that question that I said?
That's an interesting question. I think you can prevent profit. How can you say profit proliferation? Sorry. You can avoid the proliferation, but you can do a plan to be involved in this proliferation, in this spread of information. As I said before, a company must be aware about all the rumors, about all the gossips that are around the company.
I think the companies have to positionate um, their official communication, including the social media, in order to go ahead of the authors of or false notices or viral notices that circulate by the social media.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. And also, I want to say that in this era, about the technology era, uh, we can't put outside of companies and of our publicity and the marketing process, smartphones and social media. So um, we need to receive the good things that social media can afford to our products and our outlets, but also we can put we need to remove the ugly situations, like for example the Domino's case. So
Mm,
that is my
Yes.
point.
That's a good point. Let's move to the other question, to the
Okay.
next question. From the perspective of crisis communication concerned with social media, what else could Domino's have done or said to prove with action that its key messages are sincere? Mm,
Yes, I think they the managers of Domino's, they um, they should um, uh, communicate by the same social media and traditional media in order to correct and accelerate the situation, and in order to take the position of the official communication of the organization, in order to be tranquil the customers, and try to normalize the situation.
yeah.
I think that other situations that maybe support the idea that that action was really, which was sincere. um, it would uh, try to show to the customers that they want to uh, prevent that situation um, um, do in the future. So I say that because I think that those employees were a problem of human resource department too. So that department needed to review better what is the profile that they accept in the company. So before a person enter to a company, need to approve and apply different tests um, and different evaluations that our assessments, sorry, that show what is the psychologies and what is the physical and the mental situation of that employee. So that situation maybe was a huge mistake from human resource department. So I think that uh, through social media, the girls needed to show to the customers uh, some change that maybe they did in the human resource department, or maybe other way to hiding people.
Yeah, that's what's the point that I want to talk about. It was about, just as you said, show the people how they enroll the right person, the right people, the right employees, and show
Yeah,
the people also how they prepare the food with all the quality standards. They do all these kind of videos in which they demonstrate the cleanliness of the food and the transparency of the process.
Okay.
Victor, I think it's your turn to.
Okay. The next topic we're going to talk about is about what other types of traditional media and social media could Domino's have used to reach its stakeholders? What's your opinion about that?
Beside the social media like and networks like Facebook, Twitter, and Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, they also can use like flyers, like
Okay.
print ads to reach people, for example, that don't use regularly internet, for example, but they probably hear the rumor, the gossip, but they don't use internet. So they have to inform all these kind of people that use a paper, for example. So they can print flyers, something like that.
Okay.
yeah, I agree with Paola. I think that we can use in a companies we can use a different advertisement that can improve the communication of the products, or maybe the promotions, or the sales in our products, no. mm, but also I think that inside the outlets, it's important to bring excellent customer service, because a phrase says that when a customer is satisfied in a company or in a business, um, it brings other customers. So that law it's true, and it's important use the same customers to attract more customers with a excellent is customer service.
Mm, I agree with you, and I think that in this moment when this case succeed, um, the traditional media play
Mm,
an important role than social media because the
mm,
credibility of traditional media in this moment was was better than social media, than internet and YouTube, Facebook, and these other social media. Than then the traditional media like TV, like newspapers, should play an important role to recuperate the image of the enterprise and recuperate the truth of the customers.
Perfect.
okay, so let's continue with other question. And I want to ask you, what are other challenge do you think that PR practitioners, marketers, or corporative communicators could have in telling the truth in the digital age?
Mm, in my opinion, this question is about the about who has the truly information, because in digital content, many people can create a supposed truth, but it's not real. So that's the problem, that customers, employees can have a different version of the of the situation, and it can be take as a truth, as a as a as a only truth. So it's a big challenge about the storytelling, about the yes, the content.
Mm, okay, I have no more to aggregate. I agree with Paola.
Let's move to the last question, because I think we are running out of time.
Yes.
And it says, how important is the speed of response rate in a digital world, particularly when an organization is facing a crisis situation?
I think it's very important the rate of speed of response by the company in order to accelerate the situation in case of crisis, in case of a viral news, the speed of the acclarations of the speed of response rate is very important. It should be a very short rate of response, and try to recuperate the official communication and recuperate the image of the company, I think.
Just yes, just as happened to our company that these two employees update the five vulgar videos, and only in 2 days 1 million people watched the videos.
Yes.
It is spread in an exorbitant way.
I think this rate of response include take take actions with the authorities, with police and and authorities in order to to find the responsibles of the damage in the image of a company.
Yes, in our case, is that these two guys never imagined that these videos that they did just for fun were going
Yes,
to have um, um, this problem.
yes.
So perfect.
Guys,
Yes.
Yes, Francie.
I'm sorry, guys. I have connection problems. Um, I'm sorry. I lost the communication in the last question. So I'm sorry. Why? In what question do you go?
No, you don't miss a lot of information, but we were talking about um, how quickly is the spread of the information that our employees publish just for fun 5 videos, and only in 2 days 1 million people have watched the videos. That's the only information you miss.
Okay. Yeah. I want to add a comment about the last question, the last question, um, about the speed of information, or the speed of response. And the last about challenge, because I lost the communication and I couldn't say my opinion.
Ah,
Um, but I think that it's very important to recognize the how it is important the speed inside the technology, and that is one of the qualities of the technology. So that is good, and I think that is a advantage. That way, it's very important to um, reduce expenses to the in advertising too, because when you have a way very fast and uh, with a high diffusion, you can reduce expenses too. But also, I think that it is a challenge, and it's a challenge because maybe some uh, marketing departments try to copy the ways or the ideas or maybe the strategies that other companies have. And in the point, I think that is try to introduce unique strategic or or a specific strategy to each company. So I think that that is the first challenge. And in the other hand, the idea with the when you have a speed in a some any way to communicate ideas. The idea is or the topic here, the main point is to look for a way to prepare because you can't confuse speed with a bad information or a bad job. So you need to prepare your team with intelligent information and strategic information and good ideas. So that is my point of the last questions.
Okay, Francie.
Okay, thank you very much. I analyze we have developed all the ideas in a very good way, and I can notice all of our apports were so significant for our company. So, summarizing, the social media must play a crucial role in all our strategies for managing crisis. And next time, hopefully, we won't have another devastating situation like this, because we have learned how to overcome this crisis. So thank you very much for all your ideas.
Okay, thank you very much for your time too, Paola. I think that the idea with that crisis is to inform the situation and also speak with good team what is the ways to prevent other events like that.
Yes,
Thank you.
I agree with you, and I think that it was very important the honesty of the company in this case, and the way to they manage this situation of crisis, and is remarkable the honesty of the managers in this case.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Well,
Have you stopped the conversation?
no.
Okay, you can stop it right now and see you next meeting.
Okay.
Okay, see you.
Paola and Francie, thank you. See you. Bye bye.
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 Well, now I go with Julian, who is in another point of the city. He couldn't be with we, but he he's going to share with us his opinion about the strategic communication in the organizations. Julian.
Good night for everybody. My name is Julian Ricardo Romero. I am a student of the MBA of the Universidad. Today we are going to speak about the case of Domino's Pizza because it's very important for us understand what is the power of social media, of social networks, and the manage of a crisis that a manager and a CEO is able to do in a situation. Now, when we are trying to understand the questions, we can make a reflection. For example, how shall crisis communication preparedness plans address the proliferation of social media outlets? Here, I want to speak about the handle, how the CEO handled the crisis. He did the first thing that a manager has to do. He was not file of their employees, but he had to apologize to everybody. And a mistake of they was a bit delayed. It was a very delayed answer to public, because everybody was expecting that Domino's as an organization take a position about this team, about this topic. Excuse me, please. It's a very hard situation, and Domino's uh, made a mistake thinking, okay, it doesn't happen, it will be forgiven, it will be forgotten. Excuse me, it will be forgotten, and this is going to happen nothing. So now Domino's as an organization, they say, okay, we were wrong. People didn't forget that. So now we are going to go to Twitter, to Facebook, to YouTube, and make a very struggle, a very hard struggle to change that image that two employees destroyed. I'm sorry, but this is the word that I think that we can consider. Destroy the image of a company that make an effort during 50 years to build a name, to build a brand. And I think that now we can learn uh, values, values learnings about this experience. For example, checking social networks and social media is absolutely important. You must be absolutely confident and trustable all the time. You have to speak very sincerely with the truth all the time. People is smart. People, I think that persons are smart and they can understand what is the position of the company. Um, maybe Domino's took the situation with an smile, and this smile and this campaign that was involved into the critics that were raised in social network for Domino's was a very good decision for the they think after the situations, this fact that was absolutely unfortunately, and they achieved later, in my opinion, very late, but they achieved the success and the growing and the goals that they have raised like a company. But it was a lesson, it was a learning that was very expensive for the company. Thanks. Good night.